However, so this kind of conflicts with picking like with picking a side in religion, because I can never really believe in one side, because anything can be possible. You can never, no one can prove definitely that God exists, yet no one can prove definitely that he doesn't exist. That's why it's called faith. You have faith that he's real. Even if I gave myself faith, well, even if I said I believed in God and said I have faith in him, I would be lying to myself. So, that being said, it's gonna sound stupid, but if he is real, I'm banking on him letting me apologize. You know, if it turns out that God is real, if he's so merciful, Cain on the ground, which just very much proves that this was an instantaneous thing. Disappearance. Yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, if he's such a merciful God, then surely he would let someone like me who is trapped in agnosticism, to confirm with his eyes in the afterlife that God is real. And then I will bow to him. Then I will pledge myself to him. When I'm no longer lying to myself. Okay, pulling out the checklist, the deep part done. That's the only gameplay, isn't there?
What are you doing? I saw you doing that.
Stay away from me. Don't come near me.
This is people's property. You're scaring them.
It's all over the village. It's got into everything. It's so fast.
What are you talking about?
It's travelling down the wires.
Dear God, man, you've lost your mind. Where is Kate? What have you done with her?
Don't you understand? It's breaching the quarantine and adapting.
Give me that bloody can. Hand it over, Appleton.
No, get off.
No, Sam, stop it. You weedy little shit.
It's mine.
Give me the
Stop
can.
it. I need it.
Grow up! Fuck.
Oh, God, no. It's starting to manifest itself everywhere.
Stephen, come back.
Oh, Christ.
Did one of them disappear? does look like it'd just be a beautiful place to live. Such a well-built community. Although it seems not filled with the best people. Seems like people that don't seem to be very kind to newcomers. Don't seem very open.
Hello, Amanda. What are they up to?
Oh, they found another dead bird. I do wish the council would clean them up.
Well, apparently they're saying it's a flu epidemic. And I gather they'll be closing the roads and stations, so they're worried enough for that.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, you don't mess about with the flu outbreak, I suppose. But look, I'm just saying, if you were planning on taking the kids to Wales, now might be the time to do it.
Well, thanks, Barbara. I'll have a word with Neil, see what he thinks. Now, George, Benjamin, for God's sake, leave it alone!
Introduction of the flu we have gathered. Some kind of epidemic. Apparently some monster thing going through the wires.
Dr. Wade, here you are. There's a queue of patients a mile long out there.
Just send them to the village hall with the others, please, Bob.
Doctor, people are scared. Mrs. Gables just called me and said her husband's vanished. She was very frightened.
What?
She said there was blood coming up from his ears and his
What
nose.
the hell do you want me to do? Until they lift the quarantine, we're not going anywhere. Just tell them to drink plenty of fluids, stay warm, and follow the instructions on the radio.
Dr. Phil, please, you have a duty to your patient. Your nose.
Oh, God. Oh.
1, 6, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 7, 2, 5, 1, 6,
Oh, God.
1,
So it's not an instantaneous thing then.
5.
He just sat here cleaning up the blood until he just like bled out and vanished. No, I refuse to write down that code. So he tried to walk to his car?
Visual and auditory distortions are becoming more frequent, along with mild convulsions to the left side, all of which support a preliminary diagnosis of intracranial hypertension, occurring as a result of a substantial and rapidly expanding tumor, originating, I believe, within the hypothalamus. Cognitive functions are currently unimpaired, aside from this crippling headache. Hemorrhaging is becoming more frequent, with darker clots passing through the nasal passages primarily. I believe I am dying. This is certainly not flu or anything else I have ever encountered. And certainly, a tumor cannot expand this rapidly. In the blood clots, I see tiny flecks of what looks almost like, if I had to try and find a description, liquid light. I cannot explain this phenomenon.
Don't tell me that this car was originally over there and that's where the friggin' streak of the tires came. Tried to drive away. Then he disappeared.
You have to make a decision, Lizzie. Especially now.
But I do love him, Father. I love them both.
He's married. There are other people involved in this.
Oh, I hardly think that anyone's in the position to claim the moral high ground, do you?
I take your point about Stephen. And Robert. But I think Kate might see things differently.
Do you? I mean, she's not screwing anyone else, pardon my French, but she spends all day and night locked up in that observatory. Stephen says they barely see each other. That's hardly a marriage, is it?
Not a very polite town, I must say. I guess they're also friendly with each other. They can just casually say that. I mean, he is in her backyard, but still, he's apparently like a father of the church. You'd think you'd censor yourself a bit. Yeah, whatever, I'm not judging. Even though I clearly just did. Oh. Did I just hear a scream? Everyone got quarantined. Am I back here? What is that? What is that? Is that a bomb? I think that's a bomb. What is a bomb to kick it? I'm gonna kick it. As I say, as I'm walking away. Before I go up there, I want to check here. There was a quarantine on there. Oh, pretty flowers. They're so beautiful. There's no doorknob. Oh, what happened? Oh, Christ. Okay, there we go. So far, but... Oh, hey, look, exit. Right there. Oh. Oh, God, it is increasingly becoming more and more intimidating, isn't it? It doesn't really have to hide anymore, does it? Nope. Okay. So, I am walking. And I'm gonna keep walking until I get to the bottom of this. Or until I die. It appears everyone is gone. Not even the animals made it. Birds dying.
Electrical failures all over Tower 6. The light is flowing like liquid. Its sense of purpose is overwhelming. There's something in... Stephen? Stephen, is that you? Of our creation? Is this thing a product of us?
what happened to this town is just collateral damage. Found something.
What about the station?
That's shut down too. So there's no way in or out of the valley. They're obviously serious about this flu thing.
Phil doesn't think it's flu at all. He said he's been practicing medicine for 30 years and he's seen plenty of flu, and he said this doesn't feel right at all.
Well, there's nothing of any use on the radio.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. Have you started?
Yes, but to be honest, there's not really that much to discuss. This quarantine is in place, there's roadblocks and everything. No one really seems to know anything, but people are definitely missing. More of them too, not just a couple of old biddies. No one's seen the Sullivans since yesterday, and the house is just sitting there unlocked.
I just got back from the farm. All of Frank's cows died in the night. He's devastated.
Poor man, hasn't he had enough for 1 year? First Mary and now this.
Well, if no one's coming in to sort this mess out, we're just gonna have to do it ourselves. Barbara, get Phil to do a stock take on medication. Jeremy, put the word out for people to congregate at the village hall. It's best we get everyone in one place for the time being.
Good.
I'll organise supplies. We'll have a lot of hungry mouths to feed. There's plenty at the depot, but well, let's start with what's here in the village. I'll draw up a rota. Charlie, you help me with that?
Anything for you, Meg?
I'll head out into the valley and scoop up the isolated families and check in with Lizzie Graves at the camp. Has anyone seen or heard anything from Stephen Appleton or his wife?
Are you gonna try to freaking violate me again, you stupid beam of light? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you stupid. Please don't hurt me. Please leave. So it presented itself in the form of an epidemic. They were just going about their daily lives, and then suddenly there was a word about a quarantine. About some sort of flu that was starting to break out. Everyone sort of went along with it. Roadblocks were set up. Supposed to
Meg?
Quote-unquote temporary.
Meg, are you here?
Here. I'm in the lounge.
There are too many empty houses tonight. Most of the village is gone now.
My head's killing me. Have you listened to the phones?
No, I thought they were all dead.
There's a strange kind of static now. I think I heard numbers in it. It sounded like the American woman.
Kate? She's still alive. No one's seen her.
Is Charlie back?
Not yet, no. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Father. Listen, you go on ahead. I'll just rest here a little longer.
Sleep well.
1705 02 7 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Oh god, control vibrated. This was not the final field. Was this the cow field?
I've been recording the pattern for 3 hours, and so far have accumulated over 3 megabytes of binary data. The pattern does not, at this point, seem to be part of any recognizably closed loop, but there remains symmetry, despite the conflicts.
I'm not letting you affect me, Light. I'm not going to let you distract me, okay? There's some exploring to be done, and you've been leading me to a whole lot of nothing. It's kind of hard to follow a Light zipping around when all I gotta follow it with is these freaking lead freaking feet. Judging by the lack of police and their vehicles, I can only imagine that the quarantine didn't work very well. Oof, sorry, I just had to readjust myself. Oof, You're going back to the effing playground. Just going back to the effing playground, everybody.